In the snowy peaks of the Himalayas was born a master unlike any other, Guru Rinpoche, the Lotus-Born. He brought Buddhism to Tibet, tamed spirits, revealed hidden treasures, and left behind blessings that still guide the world today. This is the story of Padmasambhava, the second Buddha. The Lotus-Born Child. Long ago in the 8th century, far away in the mysterious lands of Vajrayana, a kingdom said to lie in the northwest of India, an extraordinary event took place. Upon the still waters of Lake Danakosha, a miracle unfolded. From the very heart of a blossoming lotus, a child appeared, not born of a mother's womb, not bound by the ordinary cycle of birth, but manifested fully formed, radiant, majestic, and filled with divine presence. This wondrous child was Padmasambhava, the Lotus-Born. The prophecy of the Lotus Child. Scriptures had foretold his coming. They spoke of a being who would appear in this world through the blessings of Amitabha Buddha and the union of wisdom and compassion. He would take human form, yet be beyond human limitations. The king of Vajrayana, moved by this miracle, recognized the child as no ordinary being. He was adopted into the royal family, and his presence filled the palace with light. Early signs of power. From a young age, Padmasambhava showed remarkable signs of wisdom and power. His gaze was penetrating, as if he could see into the hearts of people. His words carried deep meaning. His very presence brought peace to those in pain. But with such extraordinary gifts came mystery and fear. Some looked upon him with awe, others with suspicion. For he was not like other children, his destiny was greater than kingship. The name of Guru Rinpoche. Though born from a lotus, he would later be known as Guru Rinpoche, the precious teacher. This name would one day echo through the valleys of Tibet, across the mountains of the Himalayas, and into the hearts of countless devotees. But before that destiny unfolded, the Lotus Child would embark on a journey that would take him through trials, wanderings, and the mastering of secret wisdom. Though Padmasambhava was raised as a prince in the royal court of Vajrayana, his destiny was never meant to be confined within palace walls. His spirit was wild, untamed, and overflowing with spiritual energy. A prince unlike any other. While others trained in politics and warfare, the young Padmasambhava spent his time in meditation, exploring the mysteries of life and death. He displayed miraculous powers, visions of deities, mastery of the elements, and an unshakable understanding of impermanence. The ministers and nobles, however, grew fearful. A prince with such power seemed dangerous, unpredictable. Rumors spread that he might bring misfortune to the kingdom, that he was no ordinary human. Exile from the palace. One day, a fateful incident changed everything. During a ritual, Padmasambhava displayed his supernatural abilities, unintentionally shocking those around him. Some considered him a threat. The king, though loving him as a son, was forced by pressure from his court to send him away. Padmasambhava left the palace not as a fallen prince, but as a free wanderer, stepping into his true path. The wandering yogi. He journeyed across the vast lands of India and Nepal, living in cremation grounds, forests, and mountains. In the stillness of the charnel grounds, he meditated among ashes, learning fearlessness. In the caves of high mountains, he tamed the wild forces of nature. He encountered great masters, receiving profound tantric teachings that would one day transform the spiritual destiny of Tibet. Master of Tantras. Through years of practice, Padmasambhava became a master of Vajrayana Buddhism. He learned the methods to tame negative forces, to transform poison into wisdom, and to use the very obstacles of life as stepping stones on the path to enlightenment. Thus, from an exiled prince, Padmasambhava was reborn as a great yogi, a wandering master who carried within him the seeds of a revolution in the spiritual history of the Himalayas. Far away from Padmasambhava's wanderings, in the land of snow-capped mountains and endless skies, a great challenge was unfolding. This was the 8th century kingdom of Tibet, ruled by King Trisong Detsen, a visionary monarch determined to establish Buddhism in his land. The king's dream. King Trisong Detsen dreamed of building Samai Monastery, the first great seat of Buddhist learning in Tibet. With the help of the Indian master Shantarakshita, the foundations were laid. But each night something strange occurred. The walls built by day crumbled by night. Fierce storms and earthquakes destroyed the progress. Spirits of the land, wrathful deities and mountain gods, resisted the new faith. It seemed as though the land itself rejected Buddhism, The need for a powerful master. Shantraksita, wise but gentle, realized that his own abilities were not enough. He told the king, "To truly establish the Dharma in Tibet, you must invite a master who can tame the spirits, one with the power of the Vajrayana. Only such a being can bring harmony between the forces of Tibet and the teachings of the Buddha." The king listened. Messengers were sent across distant lands to find such a master. The arrival of Padmasambhava. The search led them to the wandering yogi, the Lotus-Born Master, Padmasambhava. By this time his fame as a tantric adept had spread far and wide. When the king's envoys approached him, they pleaded, "Great Guru, Tibet calls for you. Our land is wild and untamed. The Dharma cannot take root without your blessing. Please come." Padmasambhava accepted. With his piercing gaze and fearless heart he said, "If the land resists, I shall tame it. If the spirits oppose, I shall bind them to the Dharma. I will go." The journey to Tibet. Across rugged mountains and deep valleys, Padmasambhava journeyed toward Tibet. With each step he carried not only his knowledge and power, but also an unshakable mission, to transform a land of fierce energies into a sacred realm of wisdom. The moment his feet touched Tibetan soil, the destiny of Tibet changed forever. When Padmasambhava arrived in Tibet, the land trembled. The mountains, rivers, and skies were alive with powerful spirits and fierce deities who opposed the coming of the Dharma. The people feared these forces. They were believed to cause disease, disasters, and misfortune. Even the construction of Samai Monastery was undone by their wrath. But Guru Rinpoche was no ordinary teacher. He was a master of Vajrayana, fearless, skillful, and compassionate. Confronting the spirits. Guru Rinpoche traveled across Tibet, confronting the local gods and spirits. Wherever he went, he meditated on mountaintops. He chanted powerful mantras. He performed tantric rituals with blazing fire and radiant light. When wrathful deities appeared as storms, he transformed lightning into rainbows. When demons tried to strike him, he turned their weapons into flowers, binding the spirits by oath. But Guru Rinpoche did not destroy the spirits. He tamed them with compassion. He bound them by sacred oath, turning them from enemies into protectors of the Dharma. The very forces that once resisted Buddhism now became its guardians, watching over temples, practitioners, and the land itself. The foundation of Samai. With the spirits pacified, the construction of Samai Monastery finally succeeded. Rising like a mandala upon the Tibetan earth, Samai became the first great Buddhist monastery of Tibet, a place where Indian scholars, Tibetan translators, and yogis gathered to establish the foundation of Tibetan Buddhism. And at the heart of it all stood Guru Rinpoche, the master who had tamed not only the outer spirits of the land, but also the inner fears within the hearts of the people. The legacy of power and compassion. The Tibetans saw him not just as a teacher, but as a living Buddha, fierce as a wrathful deity, gentle as a loving father. To them, he was the second Buddha, the one who made it possible for the Dharma to survive in the land of snow. With the land pacified and Samai Monastery complete, the time had come for Guru Rinpoche to fulfill his deepest mission, to transmit the profound teachings of Vajrayana Buddhism. The meeting of traditions. At Samai, the greatest minds of India and Tibet gathered. The Indian master Shantraksita taught philosophy and discipline, while Guru Rinpoche revealed the secret methods of meditation and transformation. Together, they created a living bridge, blending the wisdom of India with the wild spirit of Tibet. Empowerments and Tantras. Guru Rinpoche initiated Tibetan disciples into the secret Tantras. The power to transform anger into clarity. The methods to transmute desire into compassion. The wisdom to see every obstacle as a doorway to enlightenment. These teachings were not for the faint-hearted. They demanded courage, devotion, and complete trust. But for those ready, they opened the fastest path to awakening. His close disciples. Among his disciples were some of the greatest figures in Tibetan history. Yesit Sajil, his foremost female disciple, who preserved and transmitted his teachings with unshakable devotion. Veritsana, a translator who carried his words across cultures. The 25 disciples, who became the pillars of Tibetan Buddhism. Each received from him not just instructions, but living blessings that transformed their minds and hearts. planting the seeds of the future. Guru Rinpoche also foresaw the challenges of the future. Knowing that Tibetans of later generations might struggle, he concealed teachings as terma treasures, hidden in mountains, lakes, and even within the minds of disciples. These teachings would reappear centuries later through treasure revealers, guiding Tibet again and again through dark times. The voice of the precious teacher. To his disciples he often reminded, "My body may leave, but my spirit will never depart. Whenever you call upon me with devotion, I will be there in the space of your awareness." And so, Guru Rinpoche became not only a historical figure, but a timeless presence, alive in the hearts of all who practiced the Dharma. After years of teaching, taming, and guiding, Guru Rinpoche's mission in Tibet drew to a close. But unlike ordinary beings, his departure was not an end. It was the beginning of a timeless presence. The final blessings. Before leaving Tibet, Guru Rinpoche gathered his disciples. He gave final empowerments, entrusted them with secret teachings, and reassured them with these words. "Though my body may depart from Tibet, my blessings will never leave this land. Whenever you remember me with devotion, I will appear, inseparable from your own mind's wisdom." With tears in their eyes, the king, the disciples, and the people bowed to their master, knowing they were in the presence of something beyond human measure. The journey to the copper-colored mountain. According to the sacred biographies, Guru Rinpoche did not die in the ordinary way. Instead, he journeyed in his rainbow body to the mystical land known as the copper-colored mountain, a pure realm where he continues to dwell in radiant form, guiding beings who call upon him. There, seated upon a lotus throne, surrounded by deities and dakinis, he remains as the eternal protector of Tibet and the world. The living legacy. In Tibet, Guru Rinpoche became known as the second Buddha. His image is painted in temples, his statues carved in caves, and his mantras, especially Om Aham Vajraguru Padma Siddhi Hum, echo across mountains and valleys to this very day. His legacy is not only in monasteries and scriptures, but in the hearts of all who remember him. For Guru Rinpoche is not a figure of the past, he is a presence in the present, alive whenever devotion arises. The precious teacher. And so the story of Padmasambhava, the Lotus-Born, the tamer of spirits, the bringer of Vajrayana, continues to inspire countless beings. To Tibet he gave the Dharma. To the world he gave hope. And to each of us, he gave the reminder that with courage, compassion, and wisdom, even the wildest forces can be transformed into light. Among all the blessings left by Guru Rinpoche, none is more powerful and more beloved than his sacred mantra. Om Aham Vajraguru Padma Siddhi Hum. This mantra is not just sound, it is the living presence of Guru Rinpoche himself. The meaning of the mantra. Om Aham, the body, speech and mind of all Buddhas. Vajraguru, the indestructible enlightened teacher. Padma, the lotus, symbol of purity, untouched by the stains of the world. Siddhi Hum, the blessings and accomplishments of the path. When chanted with devotion, the mantra is said to bring protection, wisdom, and liberation. A mantra for all times. It is said that in moments of danger, calling Guru Rinpoche's mantra will summon his swift presence. In times of fear, it gives courage. In times of confusion, it clears the mind. And in times of darkness, it brings light. The mantra across Tibet and the world. Even today, across the snowy mountains and deep valleys of Tibet, pilgrims whisper or chant this mantra as they walk, work, or rest. Prayer flags carry its sound in the wind. Prayer wheels spin with its letters, spreading blessings far and wide. And in the hearts of practitioners, it becomes the bridge between themselves and the Lotus-Born Master. No story of Guru Rinpoche is complete without his closest disciple and companion, Yest Tsagyal. Often called the mother of Tibetan Buddhism, she was more than a student. She was his equal in realization, his consort in practice, and the one who ensured his teachings would live on. Her early life. Born into a noble family, Yest Tsagyal's youth was filled with challenges. She was offered as a consort to the Tibetan king, but instead the king recognized her spiritual destiny and entrusted her to Guru Rinpoche. She became his devoted disciple, enduring hardships with unshakable determination. Training under Guru Rinpoche. Under Guru Rinpoche's guidance, Yest Tsagyal practiced in caves and remote mountains, facing hunger, cold, and even attacks by demons. but her devotion was unwavering. Through years of practice, she transformed every obstacle into fuel for awakening, attaining realization equal to that of her master. Guardian of the teachings. Guru Rinpoche entrusted Yest Sajil with recording, memorizing, and hiding many of his secret teachings. With her clarity and devotion, she became the keeper of Terma treasures, ensuring that future generations would receive Guru Rinpoche's wisdom when the time was right. The female Buddha. Yest Sajil is revered not only as a disciple but as a fully enlightened being, a living embodiment of the wisdom Dakini. For countless practitioners, she represents courage, devotion, and the boundless potential of women in the Dharma. The Eternal Union. Together, Guru Rinpoche and Yest Sajil symbolize the union of compassion and wisdom, the very heart of Vajrayana practice. Their story is not only history, but also a living symbol of how teacher and student, male and female, human and divine, come together to reveal enlightenment. Guru Rinpoche's vision was vast. He knew that Tibetans of the future would face wars, obstacles, and dark times when the Dharma might fade. To ensure that his blessings would never be lost, he and Yest Sajil created the extraordinary tradition of Terma, hidden treasures. Why the treasures were hidden? Not all teachings could be given openly in his time. Some were too advanced, while others were meant for future generations. So Guru Rinpoche, with Yest Sajil as his scribe and guardian, concealed these teachings in different forms. Scrolls of scripture written in Dakini script. Sacred objects infused with blessings. Even direct imprints within the minds of disciples, to awaken later as spontaneous wisdom. Where they were placed. The Terma were hidden in mountains, lakes, caves, temples, and even within the sky. Some were sealed with magical guardians, deities, nagas, or protectors who vowed to guard them until the destined time of revelation. It is said that every great mountain and sacred lake of Tibet holds within it a treasure blessed by Guru Rinpoche. The treasure revealers Tertans. Centuries later, when the time was right, these treasures began to emerge. Chosen beings known as Tertans, treasure revealers, discovered them. From the 11th century onwards, Tertans like Nyangral Nirma Urza, Guru Chowang, and many others revealed teachings that revived Buddhism again and again. Each Terma appeared exactly when Tibet needed it most, in times of war, decline, or confusion, bringing fresh light and hope. The living flow of wisdom. Through this extraordinary system, Guru Rinpoche ensured that his teachings would never become stale or locked in the past. Instead, they would be alive, fresh, and perfectly suited to each new age. Thus, the Terma tradition became one of the most unique and vital aspects of Tibetan Buddhism. Guru Rinpoche was no ordinary teacher. To tame the wild land of Tibet and guide its people, he displayed countless miracles and established a vast network of protector deities who continue to guard the Dharma to this day. Miracles in daily life. It is said that wherever Guru Rinpoche went, miracles followed. He could walk on water, fly through the sky, and transform stones into food. In meditation caves, his handprints and footprints remain imprinted in solid rock, signs of his blessings that pilgrims can still see today. When hostile kings or demons tried to harm him, their weapons turned to flowers, and their anger melted into devotion. These miracles were not to impress, but to awaken faith and to show the limitless power of an awakened mind. Taming the spirits of Tibet. When Guru Rinpoche first arrived, Tibet was filled with wild spirits, local gods, and forces of chaos. Instead of destroying them, he tamed them with compassion. Through rituals, mantras, and wisdom, he bound these beings by oath, transforming them into Dharma protectors. They vowed to guard the teachings, protect practitioners, and keep Tibet safe from harm. The birth of Dharma protectors. Some of the most important protectors of Tibetan Buddhism trace their vows back to Guru Rinpoche. Peha Gyalpo, later the protector of Nechung Monastery. Ekajati, the fierce one-eyed Dakini who protects secret mantras. Mahikala and many others, who became guardians of the Vajrayana path. Through Guru Rinpoche's blessing, Tibet was not only given teachings, but also an invisible army of protectors. The living presence of miracles. Even today, pilgrims visit sacred caves, lakes and rocks across Tibet, and the Himalayas where Guru Rinpoche's miraculous signs remain. For Tibetans, these are not just relics of the past, but reminders that the Lotus-Born Master is still present, still watching and still ready to protect those who call upon him with devotion. Though he is most celebrated in Tibet, Guru Rinpoche's presence and blessings extend far beyond its borders. From the snowy peaks of Nepal to the hidden valleys of Bhutan, and across the vast Himalayas, the Lotus-Born Master's footsteps can still be traced. In Nepal, Guru Rinpoche spent many years in Nepal, meditating in sacred caves such as Phaping near Kathmandu. It was here that he attained mastery over the Vajrayana practice, subduing powerful obstacles and leaving his blessings imprinted in the rocks. Even today, pilgrims visit Phaping to feel the vibrant energy of his presence. In Bhutan, perhaps the most famous site connected to Guru Rinpoche outside Tibet is Paro Takseng, the Tiger's Nest Monastery. Legend says that Guru Rinpoche flew there on the back of a flying tigress, manifesting in his wrathful form to subdue local demons. He meditated in a cave for 3 years, 3 months, and 3 days. Today, the monastery clings to a cliffside high above the valley, one of the holiest sites in Bhutan, and a symbol of his miraculous presence. In the hidden valleys, Baal. Guru Rinpoche also blessed many hidden valleys, known as Baal, across the Himalayas, in Tibet, Bhutan, Nepal, and even parts of India. These secret lands were prophesied as refuges for practitioners during times of war, famine, or spiritual decline. Many believe that Baal still exist, waiting for those with pure vision to enter. A universal master. Through his journeys, Guru Rinpoche ensured that his teachings were not bound to one land alone. From Nepal's caves to Bhutan's cliffs, from the high mountains of Tibet to the hidden valleys of the Himalayas, his presence spread like the rays of the rising sun, bringing hope and protection wherever he traveled. Though Guru Rinpoche lived more than 1,200 years ago, his legacy is alive today, not as history alone, but as a living spiritual presence guiding millions across the Himalayas and the world. The Nyingma tradition. Guru Rinpoche is regarded as the founder of the Nyingma school, the oldest tradition of Tibetan Buddhism. Its teachings, Dzogchen, Terma revelations, and tantric practices are all rooted in the blessings of the Lotus-Born Master. Through generations of masters, his wisdom has been passed down unbroken, inspiring countless practitioners. Guru Rinpoche in daily practice. Across Tibet, Bhutan, Nepal, Sikkim, Ladakh, and beyond, his mantra is still whispered daily. Om Aham Vajraguru Padmasambhava Hum. Chanted in temples, mountain caves, and even in the hearts of ordinary people, this mantra is believed to carry his very presence, invoking protection, blessings, and the power to awaken. Pilgrimage and sacred sites. Caves, lakes, and monasteries connected to Guru Rinpoche are still vibrant centers of pilgrimage. From Samai Monastery in Tibet to Tiger's Nest in Bhutan, his sacred places continue to draw seekers from across the world. Guru Rinpoche in prophecy. It is said that Guru Rinpoche made a promise before leaving Tibet. Whenever you have faith in me, I am there. Whenever you call upon me, I will appear. For his followers, this means he is not gone. He is still alive, still protecting, still guiding, as timeless as the mountains themselves. A teacher for the modern world. In an age of uncertainty and struggle, many people turn to Guru Rinpoche's teachings for courage and inner peace. His life story shows us that no obstacle is too great to be transformed, and no darkness too deep for the light of compassion. The story of Guru Rinpoche, the Lotus-Born Master, is not simply the tale of a saint who lived long ago. It is the living heartbeat of Tibet, Bhutan, Nepal, the Himalayas, and beyond. From his miraculous birth on a lotus to the building of Tibet's first monastery, from taming spirits to planting hidden treasures, from flying to Bhutan's cliffs to blessing hidden valleys, every step of his journey was a seed of awakening for future generations. A master beyond time. Guru Rinpoche is called Pema Yungni, lotus-born, because like a lotus rising unstained from the mud, his wisdom is ever fresh beyond the limits of time. He is not seen as a figure of the past, but as a master who transcends history, always present, always near. His promise. Before departing from Tibet, Guru Rinpoche made a vow. I will never be far from those who have faith in me. Call upon me and I shall come. Think of me and I am there. For his followers, this is not poetry, it is living truth. His blessings are felt in visions, in miracles, and in the quiet strength that arises in times of need. A guiding light for all beings. Today, millions still turn to him for guidance and protection. His mantra echoes across mountain valleys, through prayer flags dancing in the wind, and within the hearts of practitioners worldwide. Guru Rinpoche remains a guiding light, a bridge between the human and the divine, showing that every obstacle can be transformed, and every being carries the seed of enlightenment. Thus ends the story of Guru Rinpoche, not as an ending but as a beginning. For whenever his name is spoken, whenever his mantra is chanted, and whenever his story is told, the Lotus-Born Master is present once again. And so his biography is not just history. It is a living flame of wisdom, burning bright for all who seek the path of awakening.